Okay, so thank you all for coming into tonight's training presentation about opportunity. So I'll be talking about the WFG opportunity that we have in here. So let me start off with what we have is an opportunity, right? So let me first tell you who we are and what we do. So we are World Financial Group. We are a part of Aegon and Transamerica conglomerate. So the Transamerica, WFG and Transamerica and Aegon, they work together. Like Netherlands owns Transamerica and WFG. Aegon owns Transamerica and WFG. And Aegon is a company who been in the business of asset management, pension, and insurance for about 2 centuries now, about 200 years. 200 years in the business, and it has a presence in numerous countries. Being America being the number one, the major market for Aegon. So that's why Aegon bought Transamerica in 2001 and WFG also at the same time. So that being said, so we have a huge credibility with our business, right? 2 centuries and 2 centuries of business in the financial industry and helping millions and millions of people. And also with the revenue standpoint, Aegon is about like $57 million in revenue last year, and also about $500 billion in assets with the company. So it's a huge company. So pretty much Aegon is bigger than Starbucks, Adidas, Nike, those kind of companies. So you can relate how big is Aegon. So that we are a part of that company, and we are proud to represent these companies and how families we are facing each and every day and helping them to achieve their goals and dreams, and also prepare for the future and also achieve financial independence, right? So that's what we are. Now let me show about what we do. So what we do is we help families with the basic financial needs, right? So what are some of the basic financial needs that people come across with when it comes to basic financial needs? So the first thing is emergency fund. So we help families understand that emergency do occurs unexpectedly in our lifetime. So one after the another, right? Emergency do comes in our life one after the another. So we help them, how can they be prepared up front before they come up, right? So what we suggest them is to have at least 3 to 6 months of their income set aside just as an emergency fund. What are some of the emergencies that we come across with? Like getting got fired sometime. We get fired sometime, right? Or we got sick, we got into an accident, and we're not able to go to work for a couple of months, or we got a major car repair or major home appliances repair. Those kind of things that happens to us in our day-to-day life, we are not aware of, we are not prepared for. Those are emergencies, and we help them understand those and help them prepare for it. That next thing we help them is about mortgage, right? Everybody wants to buy a house, right? Everybody wants to buy their house. They want to have something on their own, right? But a lot of people, what they don't understand is how much when is the right time to buy a house, how much mortgage you want to pay, is they can afford, and how much down payment they got to put in, and what interest rate is better, right? Fixed interest rate is better for them, or the variable interest rate is better, right? If it is a 15-year loan, is something they might have to do it depending upon their situation, or 30-year loan is better. So people are unaware of all these things, and what we do is we help them understand those things as well. And the next thing we help them is prepare their kids to go to college, right? We all have those who we don't have kids and those who have kids, right? We all gonna have kids one day, right? And our goal, our motto as a parent is to send them to a college and a better university so they can be good, they can have a better future, right? But what we fail in is not preparing for that situation, right? We all think that the people can have a student loan, they have a student loan, they get financial aid and all that kind of stuff. But if you don't prepare for it, you don't even qualify for all those things, right? So we help them prepare for something called an financial aid, how to get maximum financial aid from the government. And what is the right way to save for those things, right? Well, how much a family should contribute for the kids' college education, and there are different options to start saving for the kids' college education. It is like a 529 plan or a prepaid plan. Are those kind of plan better or not? right? So those kind of things we help them people understand and prepare for them. And also the retirement planning. We all gonna have to retire one day, but if and we all are putting money away for our retirement. But what we have to understand is how is our money growing, right? And is it safe over there or not? And how long it's gonna last over there for us? If I retire today, will the money that I have in my retirement account, is that gonna last me for the lifetime? Those are some of the questions that people cannot answer, right? But we help them understand the concepts, we help them understand how money works, and we help them answer and be confident about their decisions that they make today, right? And next thing we talk about is investments, right? We all want to invest our money. We want our money to grow. We all want our money to work for us. But what we failed in is doesn't know how much are we getting back? How much risk are we tolerating? And the money that we're putting away, investing, is it liquid? If we need money, are we able to get it right back, right? So those are the things that people don't understand. Investing money in the stocks, bonds, right? Mutual funds, they can't take it right away whenever they need the money, and they started carrying a lot of debt and all those things. Whenever you carry a lot of debt, then your cash flow decreases, and then you're not able to fulfill your goals and dreams. So see, everything is interconnected with one another, right? You can't just take care of one part and totally forget the other one. So what we have to do is get everything as a bundle, as a package, and take care of each and every aspect at the same time. So we help them do all that thing. Next thing about taxes, right? We all pay taxes every single year on our earnings, taxes is the number one expenses every family do, every person do in their lifetime, right? When we make money, we pay taxes. When we buy something, we pay taxes, right? When we spend money, we pay taxes, right? When we die, we pay taxes. So there is taxes on every occurrence in our life. But what we have to understand is there are also certain places where we put our money, and it can be taxed in different varieties, different ways. There is something called tax now, so that means you got to be paying taxes every year. There's something called tax later, so you don't pay taxes now, but you'll be paying taxes sometime in the future. Whereas there is something called tax free, which is you don't have to pay taxes at all. So a lot of people, they don't even know that there's some places where they don't have to pay any taxes, right? But we help them understand that and help them strategize their family financial situation so they don't have to worry about paying taxes in the future. And next thing, we also help families about insurance, right? Insurance is one of the most important things that every family and every person should have, right? Like insurance on our home, right? Insurance on our phones, right? We all have insurance on all those things, but we don't have insurance on the most important thing in our life, which is our family, which is our life, right? So we help them understand those. We help them understand this concept, and we help them also build a solid financial foundation for a family, and that it starts with having a proper life, health, disability, and long-term care insurance. So we help them understand as well. And next thing we help them is understanding about the estate planning, right? So all the things that we did so far throughout our life, we want them to be handed to our next generation. But if we don't plan for it, then it might hand back. It might go to a different person's hand, or it might go somewhere else. So we help them prepare for all those things. So this is basically every family financial needs, and we help them understand and also as well as plan and prepare and plan for that scenario as well. So how do we do that is we help people understand some of the concepts. See, why our education is the main thing is because what we believe in our company is providing education. We bring values in the families, right? So right? We can be a salesman. I can just go sell a product that we have. But rather doing that, what we want to do is we want to provide financial education to the families. So any financial decision that they make today can be very determining about the future. So we want them to have proper knowledge and understanding every decision that they make today. So here's the same way when we talk about education, we talk about a lot of different concepts. And here is one of the concepts that actually motivated me to come into this business, which we all call is called Rule of 72. So what does the rule says is it will tell you when your money is going to be doubled. So for example, we all put our money in the bank, but how is our money growing at the bank? Right? At what interest rate is the money growing? And if the money grows in the same interest rate, how long is it going to take to double? Right? If I ask to the majority of the people, the answer is I don't know, right? Because people, they don't know. right? So, but what we do is we can find out exactly when your money is going to be doubled by using the rule of 72. How we do that is we take the number 72 and then divide it by the interest rate that your money is growing. And then whatever the result comes, it will take that many years for your money to double. And let's do an example for it. How we do that is take the number 72 and divide it by the interest rate that you are earning right now at the bank. It doesn't matter how much money you have in the bank. What we are once concerned about is the interest rate that we are getting. So for example, normally in the United States, normally bank gives about, in the checking account, there's really nothing, but if you save it in the savings account, then you usually get about 0.5 or 0.5 some kind of percent. But let's be generous here for the calculation, and then let's just calculate it as in 0.5%. So if you divide 72 by half, then the result will be 144. That means if you have a $10,000 in your bank, that means it will take 144 years to double your money from 10,000 to 20,000. And then, so now my question to you all is that a good way to double your money, right? But do you want to double it that way, or do you want to double it tomorrow or yesterday, right? So that's the question. But so what it takes for you to double your money tomorrow, right? We have to find a place where you can get higher rate of return. So where else you can get a higher rate of return? Right? How can you earn higher rate of return on your money? The only way you can earn is by understanding the market, by understanding the situation of the market, and investing and learning how to invest, right? And who does that? Is our company help you understand to do all those things. Give you education, help you understand the financial concepts, so you can double your money as soon as you can. Right? So what if you find a place where you can invest your money at 4%? That means now your money is doubling every 18 years, which is 72 divided by 4 is now doubling every 18 years. And in the same way, if you find a place where you can grow at the interest rate of 8%, that means your money is now doubling every 9 years. And there is a certain place where you can earn up to 12%. What organization or who puts majority of the money into the places where they can earn 12% is banks, right? The money we put in the bank reinvests and earns about 12%, and they give you about 0.5%, right? So where does the rest of the money go? In bank's pocket, right? Why don't we learn our finances ourselves? Why not we learn the basics of finance, the fundamentals of money works, right? How money works, and invest our money by ourselves and get richer by ourselves. Why are we making bank rich? It's because we don't know any better. That's exactly why we put saving money in the bank. We don't know where to invest. We don't know how much risk can I bear. We don't know any of those sort of things. That's why we are safe. We want to play it all safe. That's why we invest in the money in the bank. But is it really safe in the bank, right? Inflation is killing all the money. So that's another sector we never look into. But at the bank, money at the bank, we're still losing money in the bank. So looking at all this, right? So this is one of the most important aspects that we teach families that can help them understand how money works, right? So they can better take care of their future, right? So they can better invest their money, how much they have, and earn higher rate of return, so they can double their money faster, because everybody wants to love their money fast, double their money faster. So next thing is investments. So whenever when we talk about investments, we should never forget about taxes, because investments, whenever it comes to investments, right, there's always taxes associated with it. If you see in the slides over here, it says investment taxes. And if you see this Fidelity fund, if you invest $10,000 in 1963, and in 2018, what will be the results? If you invest that on a taxable market, you will have about $9.6 million. But what if you have invested that money on a tax-free market? Then you will have about $33 million. You see the difference, how much a tax can have in the market? That's a lot of difference. See, this part right here, it's a tax-free 33.3 million, and taxable is 9.6 million. That's a huge difference in taxes. All the money, if you subtract this, and that's a lot of difference in the money. Right? If you see the one on the bottom on the Vanguard 500 index, it's from 1976 to 2018. It's almost the same thing again. On the taxable, it's 460,000. whereas in tax-free, it is 740,000, right? So that's the impact of taxes that can have on your money. So what about the future, right? That is 2018, but what about the future? But this graph shows here that the graph right here, if the screen that you're looking at, it shows you the relationship between tax and the government spending, and how it has been able to impact us, the people, throughout the years in the history, right? So here is a graph from 1930 to 2018. So the red line indicates the highest marginal tax rate, whereas the gray part right here, all this part right here, is called the government spending. Right, so it shows the relationship between the government spending and the tax. And looking at this, you can tell it is directly related, right? So more the government is spending, higher the tax rate. Lower the government spending, lower the tax rate. See, in the 1945-1946, the highest marginal tax rate was about 94%. So what was going on at that time was World War II, and government need a lot of money to fund the wars. And that, right? So at that time, the government had no money, so what they did was they took a lot of they increased the tax rate so that they can collect a lot of money from the people, from the citizens of the United States. But and as soon as the war ended, government spending decreased, and eventually, if you see here, see the line, the tax rate started going down. But right now, fast forward to 2018, right now our highest marginal tax rate is about 37%, but the government spending is 104%. Now you tell me, right? In the future, what do you think? Looking at this, the tax rate is going to be, right? Will it stay the same? Will it go up, or will it go down? 9 out of 10 people tells me the taxes in the future are going up, right? So now you know the taxes are going up. Now let's see where our investments are. Wherever we are putting money, how does the tax have impacted on our investments? So doesn't matter where you put your money in. It is basically, right, categorized into 3 different buckets. One is tax now, another one is tax later, another one is tax free. We also call it tax free, right? So what is tax now? That means you got to pay taxes every year whenever you earn any interest. Like saving accounts, checking accounts, savings accounts, savings account, stocks, money market, mutual funds, and rental income. Those are all the accounts that whenever you make money from those monies, from those places, then you will be paying taxes every single year, right? You get a 1099. You get a 1099 at the end of the year. Then you got to be putting on any tax return. A tax later is something you avoid paying taxes now, but you would be paying taxes later in the future. Now, what we just learned from in this graph is in the future the taxes are going to go up higher, but here a lot of people are putting money in 401k account. That means they are not paying taxes now just to pay the higher taxes in the future. Does that sound good to the majority of the people? No, it doesn't. But why are still people doing it? Because they don't know any better. That's why we as a company, our mission, no family left behind, that's what motivates us. That's what should motivate us every single day, right? To help the family understand this kind of concepts so they can better prepare for the family, right? And the other like IRA, annuity, SEP IRA, Social Security. So these are all the different vehicles where people have put money in. They avoid paying taxes now, but in the future, they will be paying higher taxes. And there's another bucket where wealthy people been playing this money game and avoiding paying a lot of taxes, right? For example, Roth accounts, right? And Roth 401k, Roth IRA, 529, 7702. This is cash value in life insurance policy. Right? Cash value in life insurance policy. So this product, this market, this bucket has been utilized by wealthy people from generations and generations. That's why they always stay wealthier and wealthier. It doesn't matter how the taxes, new taxes or new laws comes for taxes, they don't have to worry about anything. They are just paying taxes now, so they don't have to worry about paying taxes in the future again, right? So we all want to have something like that, but what we are failing is not understanding what kind of market offers us that. Right? So that's why we are here to teach people exactly how they can invest on this and help them prepare for the future, right? So next thing we help people understand is about tuition, college fees, and education planning for the future for the kids, right? Let me tell you guys this up front, right? The younger the kids, expensive it's gonna be for you to send your kids to college. Let me explain it again. The younger the kids, it's gonna cost you more and more to send your kids to college. For those who doesn't have kids yet, right? Myself, Chandan, right? We don't have kids. It's gonna cost us more and more money, right? From our side to send our kids to the college. Let me explain it to you why. If you see this table right here, from 1971 to 1972, the private four-year college cost only about $3,000. Fast forward 2018-19, it cost about $50,000. If you see this red line right here, what it says is private four-year university. The cost of private four-year university is increasing at 6.2% every single year, right? So what does that mean? Let's do the math a little bit, right? So use rule of 72. What happens here, right? So 72 divided by 6.2. How much is going to be? Right, about 11 years. So that means, again, this cost 50,000 will be doubling another 11 years. So that means the younger your kids are, more money you'll be paying in the future. That's what I just said, right? So see, 11 years from now, so my child is not even born, right? I don't even know, isn't even born, right? So when my child is firstborn child, for example, it will take 22 years from now for my kids to go to college. So that means, so my money is doubling 2 times already from now. So that means right now it costs me, if you have a kids ready to go to college, it will cost you $45,000, $50,000. So my kids, from double every 11 years, so 50,000 now, double one time will be 100,000. Another double another time, 200,000. So when my kids is ready to go to college, then I have to come up with $200,000 every year to send my kids to college. That's $200,000 per year. For 4 years, how much is that going to be for one kid? 800,000. Right? What if I had 2 kids? That's $1.6 million just in college. Isn't that scary? Right? That's what we help people understand. Right? How can they avoid paying that much cost in tuition and plan today so they don't have to pay all that money for their kids' college education, right? So how we do that is understanding something called this part right here, right? Understanding something called cost of attendance minus expected family contribution. So what is the formula it's a simple formula, right? What is the formula that calculates the financial aid, how much financial aid you are getting from the government? The formula is very simple. It is cost of attendance minus expected family contribution. So what we can see is the cost of attendance is something not in our hand. It is the cost of attending the college, the tuition fees, rooms and boards, and all those different kind of things. So we don't have this in control. But what we have in control is how much money we can pay for our kids to go to college, right? So higher the expected family contribution, lower the financial aid. Lower the expected family contribution, higher the financial aid. So what should be our target when preparing for the kids' college education is always try to lower the expected family contribution. And how are we able to lower the expected family contribution? There's another formula that calculates EFC, expected family contribution. So what it does is can you see on the table, on the graph, on the table right here, it says the calculation is student and the parents, right? So it'll calculate the student assets and student income, whereas parent assets and parents income. So how was that calculated? So student, I would suggest everyone not to put any assets under kids' name, and I would not suggest for you to send your kids to college and go to work before they go to college, right? If they go to work, then every money they make, it will reduce financial aid by 50%. That means, for example, if they make 10,000, so for example, if they make $10,000 a year, right? That means if the 50% of their money will be reduced by financial aid. For example, that is 5,000, right? So that means if they were supposed to get $40,000 in financial aid, that means now they will only get $35,000 in financial aid. And if you do that for 4 years, how much would that be? $20,000 gone. Just you send your kids to college, right? So just be aware of that whenever you're preparing for their kids' college education. And same thing about parents, like student assets, 20% is gone. Parents' income is 22.47%. And how can you reduce your income? It's by doing a business on the side. So you can put in business expenses, so you can reduce your income, so you can get more financial aid. And next thing is student assets. Parents' assets, right? So there is a table. You can go to if you can go online and see the FAFSA application, you can see what are the includable assets and what are the excludable assets, right? Let me just briefly tell you. Includable assets are like cash in the bank, saving accounts, stock, mutual fund, right? Rental property, and your resident home as well. Private university calculates your resident home as well, right? So those are, if you have money in those kind of market, that means every penny you have in this market decreases the amount of financial aid you receive. So but there on the other side of the spectrum, there is excludable assets. That means the money, if you have put money into this kind of product, then it will not count towards calculating the financial aid. And those products include, right, retirement planning like 401k, IRA, and annuities, and a life insurance like cash value life insurance. So if you have put money in those kind of accounts, right, that means it doesn't count towards qualifying for financial aid. So lesser the expected family contribution, higher the financial aid. Right, so some next thing is you have to understand about the risk, right? A negative 40% needs 25.83% just to get back to the principal if you grow your money at 2%. If you grow it at 8%, then it will take about 7 years for just to get back to the principal, right? So isn't it be better if you never go negative, right? We can show you how we can never go negative. We have what we have is a product called Index Universal Life. What does it do? It offers you a 0% floor. That means you are never losing any money, and also you are capped at 12%. That means you can gain up to 12% on the interest rate. Now use rule of 72 again. 72 divided by 12 is 6, right? So you can double if you invest in this product, and you can double your money every 6 years. Isn't that wonderful? It is, right? If you see this gray line right here, this is where majority of the American have their money in their 401k. If the market goes down, you lose your money. See what's going on in here? 2008 market dropped 40%, right? Their money goes down too. But all the clients that I have, right, this is where they are on the red line, right? So they are never losing principal. If the market goes down, their principal is always protected, and they are never going to lose any money. So this is what will bring values to the family. See, they are never losing any money, so they are never going negative. Right? That means they have the peace of mind, and also their money can grow up to 12%. That means they can double their money every 6 years, which is a win-win situation. That's exactly how we are families as well. And next thing is about retirement, right? If you see there right here, what's going on, right? Traditional retirement source were pension, social security, and personal savings. What we should all know by now is there is no more pension plan in this country, right? And social security, it's soon be gone. By the time I retire, or some of the people retire here, you don't even have any social security coming into your house, right? So what is left is the personal savings. So majority of the Americans now who are about to retire have to focus on personal savings, right? So like 401k, this is also a form of personal savings because you are contributing your money towards it. That's like a saving plan, right? But is it safe though, right? What happens is, see, balance, right? You want to balance. It should be safe, right? Safe. It has to have some tax benefit. It has to have some growth. It has to last you forever, as long as you live. So what can offer a perfect combination of all these things is something called annuity, right? A lot of people might have heard, a lot of people have not heard about it, but this is one form of personal funded pension plan that that's out in the market that can guarantee you safety on the money you put in, that can guarantee to grow, and that can guarantee it's going to last you for the lifetime. It can also have a lot of tax advantages as well. So these are some of the financial concepts and strategies, right, we provide to the family. What are the services that we provide to the family, right? On the personal side, and we can provide services to the both personal and the business side. So on the personal side, we can help them with insurance protection. We can help them with a supplemental retirement program, with the legacy strategy, with the college funding plans, with the long-term care, with the investment advisory, right? Like mutual funds and all that kind of stuff. And on the business side, what we can do is we can do an executive compensation program, like a key person insurance, right? And a business continuation program like a buy-sell agreement. And we can also help companies start their 401k for their employees, 457 plan, right? All those things we can help start with the companies. So if you look at this is pretty much the whole financial industry that we can help with the family. So everything that's what we called our company is like an Amazon in the financial services, right? We can provide a lot of different services. And we are very unique because we just don't work with one companies. We work with like Transamerica, Prudential, Jackson, right? Transamerica, Pacific Life, Allianz, Nationwide, American Fund, Fidelity. These are some of the companies which have already established their name and fame throughout the country. And we get a chance to work with them. We get a chance to help families with their name, with their products, right? Everyone trusts on these products, right? Everyone trusts on these companies. All we are doing as a company, as a WFG agent, is connecting the people, your people who needs help, and the companies where the solution is. That's basically what we're doing. And how we do that? How we do that is just providing education and helping them to solve their problems, right? Now, so that's what we talk about in the service, right? Now, let me go back about the business. Let me erase this one. Okay, now let's go back to the business opportunity, right? So how can we also offer a business opportunity? So I think we are clear about the services. So let me finish. Let me close to the service portion. Is if you need any financial services by yourself or in your family, let me know. But first, let me talk about some opportunity that we can offer. If you want to make extra money, or if you want to have a part-time hustle, or you want to have a plan B because you're not sure about the job, you're not sure about the market, they might get laid anytime, or the company might merge with another company and you might get fired, right? You don't like the boss, he might kick you out of the office anytime. It can be any reasons that you should have a plan B with you, right? Because you don't want to struggle financially once some incident happens, right? So what we do is see in the world, right? There are basically 4 different ways people make money in the world legally, right? Illegally, there are many different ways, but legally, there are 4 ways people can make money. So first is employee. So what does an employee does is they trade in their time for money. Right, so you work, so you trade your certain hours a day to a company or to an employer, and for the time you trade in, they rate you, right? They give you, like, for example, $10 an hour. So they rate you for your hour. So they rate you $10 an hour, and for every hour you put in the work, they pay you $10. That's how you get paid as an employee. So that means here you have a job, right? So, but the problem here is you are limited, right? It's only active income. You are the only one making, like you're making money only when you are active. Like you do the activity of working, the company or your employer does the activity of paying you. There's nothing else going on. The day you don't go to work, you're not getting paid. The problem here is you have plenty of time, and what you don't have is money. And also, employee are the one who pay maximum amount of taxes. Right? Employees are the person who pays the maximum amount of taxes in this country. Right? So yeah, their life is very limited. Right? They don't have the freedom because they have the time, but what they don't have is money. Right? So they can't go on a vacation they want to. They can't live in their dream house. They can live in their they can drive the dream cars. Those kind of things happen when you become an employee because your income is very limited. But what happens is some of the people, right, they become frustrated with working for someone else and they want to do something on their own. And they convert themselves from an employee to becoming a self-employed. Right? For example, all the restaurant owners, all the gas station owners, all the doctors that have the clinic, lawyer that have the farm, engineer, they have their offices as well. They're all self-employed. Right? What do? Is they also trade their time and make money. If the doctor don't go to clinic and don't check up client, they don't make money. Right? If a restaurant owner, he don't go to the restaurant and cook, he's not making any money. If a gas station don't go and open the store, he's not making any money, right? So they are also trading the time, same thing, right? So what is the difference between employee and self-employed? Is now instead of having a job, now they own a job for themselves. What does that mean? Is you're also trading the time again. The time you put in, the return you get. But the difference between here and here is you make more money once you're self-employed. Because you can choose how much rate you're gonna do for yourself. Instead of 10, you can make 100 for yourself, right? And you make money that way. So that is the difference between these two. Right? After a certain time, what happens is self-employed, they convert themselves and become a business owner. So they become a business owner. So what does a business owner do? Right? Business owner, what do they do? Is they plug in a lot of people into something that they created called system. Right? So what does the business owner do is they plug in a lot of people into something that they created called system, and they make a lot of money. Now let me talk to you about a system. What is a system? Right? It's a such system is a simple and duplicable thing that every business owner creates to successfully run their business. All right. So even in the absence of the business owner, if there is a system in place, then the systems run the business. Right. So what happens is whenever the business owners hire these people, they teach them how to run the system. And every person who learn how to run the system, they work, and even in the absence of the business owner, the system runs and they make money over here, right? Think of it this way. If you own a system, right, if you own the system and you have 100 people working for you and everyone is putting in 40 hours a week. So actually then how many hours are you actually working? 4,000 hours. So you are working 4,000 hours because you have 100 people working under you, right? In the same system. Your system is working 40,000 hours, right? 4,000 hours. Then who is making more money? The employee that is under you who is working 40 hours a week, or you who is working 4,000 hours a week? So basically, you as a business owner will be making 4,000 hours, right? A week. So this is how business owners are one of the wealthiest and the richest person in the world, right? Because they know how to run the system, they know how to plug in people, they know how to run the system. So even though if they are not present in the business, right, like they still making money. A lot of business owners, when they make a lot of money, then the fourth way people make money is when they become an investor. They invest. So what happens when they become an investor is they invest money and their money works for them and they make a lot of money. Right? That's what investors do. You got to have money, and when you invest in money, right, your money is working for you, and you are making money. So this is the 4 ways. Doesn't matter which industry you are working in or what kind of work you do. The way of making money is basically categorized in 4 different ways. But what I'm gonna say you is, the important thing is, see this part, the employee and self-employed part, there's 90, hold on. So in the employee and the self-employed category, there is 95% of the population are either employee or self-employed. Whereas if you see on the other side, on the business owner and investor side, if 95% of the population is employee or self-employed, then there are only 5% of the population who are business owners and investors, right? Right. So, but the thing is, the important aspect, the surprising thing is the wealth distribution. How much money these people have. See, if you see this 95% of the people, they only have 5% of the wealth. Whereas if you see on the other side, the 5% of the population, they have 95% of the wealth. So now you tell me, I know you are making money right now, but which is the way you would like to make money in the future? Always stay as an employee, right? Or become a self-employed, or become a business owner, or become an investor. Some people will say a business owner, some people will say an investor. If someone says an investor, I will say how much money you have to invest if you want to make big money. You got to have a lot of money, right? So how can you make big money? Is by becoming a business owner. Well, what does a business owner do? They create a system, they plug in people to the system, they teach everyone to follow the system, and when the system works, everyone makes money. Now, so we all know that being a business owner, you can make good money. So now, what it takes to become a business owner, right? Business owner. So there are basically 4 things that is needed to become a business owner, right? 4 things. So what are the 4 things? Number 1 is you need capital. So you need capital, you need money to become a business owner. You got to invest money to become a business owner, right? To open a restaurant, to open a gas station, to open a clinic, to open a farm. Everything, every business owners, what do? Is they invest money at the beginning. Number 2, what is the second thing you need? The second thing you need is experience. Right? So you have to have some kind of experience. Like a restaurant, you got to know how to cook. Right? And as a gas station like owner, right? You got to know how to run the gas station, right? If they oil, you got to know how to call. You got to know how to do the inventory. You got to know how to order all those things. So you got to learn how to. You got to know. You got to gain experience on how to run the business. The same way in the doctor and engineer, what you got to do is also, right? You got to know how to do the work. You got to have some experience before you become a business owner, right? So that's another important thing you got to have when you become a business owner. And the third thing you need is manpower, right? So every business owner have manpower. If a business owner don't have a manpower, he is not considered a business owner. He is considered a self-employed. So if you are a business owner, then you got to have manpower. That means you got to have people working for you. And how do you become a business owner, right? So fourth thing is have a product, or service, right? So you got to have either product or service. So whenever you open a business like a food is a product for a restaurant owner. And beer, cigarettes, Coke, soda, gas, right? Those are the product for the gas station. And examining the clients is a service for a doctor, right? So you got to have some kind of product and services whenever you are about to start a business. So we all know we can make money only by becoming a business owner, right? And you also know what are the 4 things that we need, that it takes to become a business owner, right? So now my question to you is, right, to become a business owner, do you have money to invest? That's a good question, right? And do you have any experience that you can start doing a business? Right, that's another good question too. Next thing is, do you have people that are ready to work for you? I know you can hire, or in the beginning, if you don't make money, then it's challenging, right, to provide employee salary and all that stuff. And do you know what kind of business you want to have? Either you want to have a product or you want to have a service in your business, right? So those are the 4 questions you need to be able to answer before you start your own business. And everyone knows about, right? So what I can say to you is, I can help you become a business owner. If you want to make the money, if you want to fulfill all your goals and dreams, if you want to generate the passive income, if you want to buy a dream house, if you want to buy a dream car, right? If you want to go on a dream vacation, if you want to travel the world, right? You have to be a business owner, and I can help you become a business owner, right? I have an opportunity for you where you can become a business owner. How you do that, right? So what happens is in the opportunity that I have, right? Basically, it's the same thing. 4 things you gotta have. Any business, you gotta have the 4 things. So in the opportunity that I'm about to offer, also, you gotta have the 4 different things. But let me help you. Let me show you how all these things, 4 things, can be accomplished, right? How can you accomplish all these 4 things? Capital, right? So like every other business, you gotta to start a McDonald's business, you gotta invest like $1.5 million or $2 million. To open a restaurant, at least 100,000 to 200,000. Gas station, same thing. So that's a lot of money to invest. That's a lot of risk involved. What if I tell you, you can start a business where you don't have to take any much risk, and only risk you are taking is about $100. So what I'm saying is, basically, with just a minimum investment of $100, you can become a business owner. So your capital part should be taken care of, because $100 should not be an issue for everyone who wants to become a business owner. Do you have an issue of investing $100 to become a business owner? What do normally people say? No, right? So that means they are ready to invest $100 into the business. Congratulations, you got to recruit. Expenses, experience, right? So in our business, you don't have to worry about having experience, because you have a trainer and a mentor who is willing to teach you all the fundamentals about the business so you can gain more experience. Will that solve your experience problem as well? Yes, it does, right? Manpower. So in any other kind of business, if you put manpower to run your business, that means you got to pay something called salary, right? But since your business is not established, you are struggling to pay the rent, utilities, all the overhead costs. Right? It's hard to keep manpower, right? But our business is so good that when you hire someone in your business, you hire them as a partner. So that means what does a partner do? Right? You don't have to pay them a salary. It's a commission basis, so you split, right? You do a partnership with them. So whenever there is a work happen, whatever the income comes in, we all share as a partner. So that means you don't have to, right, pay them a salary. So I think that solves manpower issues as well, because you don't have to have a manpower. So the 4th thing is a product and service. So our business, we are in the financial industry. That means we are also a financial supermarket. That's not writing. It's not writing for some reason. Okay, so we are in the financial supermarket. We are like the Amazon or the Walmart of financial services. So our business can help you solve all the 4 issues, and you can become a business owner, right? So this way, you can explain it to the people, right? So now next thing is, let me show you how we make money in our business, right? Income. See, let me explain it to you in the words of real estate business, right? So number 1 way we can make money is by becoming an agent. So agent, that means you got to get licensed, right? So once you get licensed, what happens? You cannot directly, like, for example, in the real estate business, what happens is, if you get a real estate license, that means you cannot directly go and start selling houses, right? You gotta have an affiliation, or you gotta be associated with some kind of broker company, right? XYZ company. So that means once you get your license, you become associated with this company, and you gotta work at least for 2 years with them before you open your own broker. So that's an agent, right? So that means who does all the hard work over here? Agent, right? So you as an agent have to call all the clients and show all the houses and do all the hard work, right? And all that thing, do the closing and all that stuff, and you hardly make much. So first, right, like every other company, but as soon as you finish, sign on the dotted line, the money first come into the company, and what the company does is pay you a commission in the real estate agent, right? And that's exactly what happens in here as well, right? Once you get your license and all this stuff, you get appointed with some companies you want to work with. We work with so many different companies, right? You get appointed with all these different companies. And when you are able to help with families, so the money comes in into the company, and the company is going to pay you. So this is, as an agent, you doing all the work, right? This is a one way we get paid. What is another way we get paid in here? So the second way we get paid is by becoming a broker. So, right, so right here is a real estate agent, right? You got to work with them for at least 2 years, and then only you'll be able to make money. But, and after 2 years, you open your own real estate broker company. So that means what happens when you have a broker deal, broker company, is you got to start plugging in a lot of different real estate agents, right? So you got to plug in. So more real estate agent you plug in, more money you're gonna make, because every agent is gonna go sell the houses, right? So every agent do all the work. For example, here is an agent, right? Say Sam. So there's an agent who you plug in. So he worked with you for 2 years, right? And if as many houses he sells, the money is gonna come into you, and you as a broker company, you're gonna pay him, right, money. So this is one way we work as well. In our company as well, once you become a broker, means you got to have a lot of licensed associate, licensed agent under your association, under your agency, right? And as they go and help family, right? Because the Sam, if he's under my agency, right? So I'm gonna teach him how to help families, how to help families, how to prepare for the future. We help them, coach them, right? I mentor them, I train them, I do all the things, I transfer everything I know on him. So he can be exactly like me. I can duplicate myself on him. So he is able to go help as many families, because every family he helps, I get commission off it, right? So that's a broker. In every industry, that's how it works. So in our industry also, it works exactly the same way. We also make the same way. But what is the difference between the traditional companies like the real estate broker and us is like this guy, Sam, right? He now worked with you for 2 years. Now what he can do is he can totally get out of you, and he can open his own company, right? DEF company. He can open his own company. He can open right across the street, and what he can do is some of the agents that you have plugged in into your company, he can talk to them and he can transport them into his, right? He can grab all of your agents, and also he can take all of my clients, right? Is that a good way into the business? No, right? He's taking all the clients. You train him for 2 years, you coach him for 2 years, you mentor him for 2 years, and at the end of the 2 years, he just split from you and go out and open a different office, give you a competition who he learned from. That's not a good way to do the business. Restaurant business also the same way. You hire someone, you teach him to cook, you teach him to run the restaurant, you teach him to do everything, and after he learn everything, he quit on you, and then go to the another go to the another complex across you and open the same restaurant like you did. So that means he is now under your competition. He is pulling all of your clients, all of your people. Then you might be running out of business, right? In this broker real estate company, it's pretty much the same thing. But our company is so good. Our company's compensation plan is so good. Our company's compensation plan is so good. Is more people you duplicate on, more agents you duplicate yourself upon, more beneficial is to you. How? Right. So here is ABC. That's mine, right? And I have multiple different agents working under me, right? So here is Sam. So what happened after 2 years? Somebody is texting me. Okay. So Sam, and now he is gonna go after 2 years. If he decided to go and open his own office, then now he go open a DEF company. Now, doesn't matter, right, how many people you plug in, or if he can plug in, he can take all of your clients. But what happens in our industry is, as many offices you let these agents open, you can always get a commission from them. Doesn't matter how many you have across the country, right, across the city, across the town, across the state, across the country. Doesn't matter how many offices they open, it's you are always on top of all of them, and you will be always making money on top of them. Now my question to you is, right, which way would you want to make money, right? So is an agent path, you want to be just an agent and do all the hard work and make money, or you want to become a broker and make money? Of course you want to become a broker, right? So that's, but ultimately, but you always start with becoming an agent, because in the beginning, right, you have to learn everything first. So once you start learning everything, and you can become, after you learn everything, and you learn first, you got to learn how to run the system, because like every other business, we also have a system in place, right? And if you know how to, if you understand how to run the system, then even in your absence tomorrow, the system is going to run your business. So first, it's very important for you to understand the system and copy the system, right? Do exactly what the system says. You do not want to alter the system, because if you alter the system, the result can be a failure. So that's why you should always start as an agent, and slowly you upgrade yourself to become a broker. And then once you become a broker, right, your income can be unlimited. Let me show you exactly how much money is it, right? Money. So as an agent, if you help 4 families per month, so if you just have 4 families per month, then you can make about $4,000 as a part-time, and you can still do this part-time, right? But if you become a broker, I mean, and you do the same thing, 4 family a month. So that means when you become a broker, for example, you have 5 people under you, and all of this, they also did 4 families a month, like exactly what you did, right? So everyone did 4 families a month. You did 4 families a month, and 5 people that are in your team, that are in your business, also did 4 families a month. So how many families are helped, right? That was a 20 plus 4, so total 24 families are being helped in a month, right? See, as an agent, you were only able to help 4 families a month. Now, since you are a broker and you have 5 people working under you, more families are being helped. That's the way we look at, right? Because our mission is no family left behind. It's not a matter of how much money you make, right? Money comes, right? But it's the matter of how many families are we able to help. That's what we build a team in our business. That's why we have more and more licensed agents in our team, because more number of people you have, more number of licensed people you have in your team, more families are going to be helped, right? If you do this now with having 5 people in your team, 24 families are helped. That means we're doing that. You can make about $15,000 a month. Right? So this is how much money you can make in our business, and this is just about 5. What if you have 50 licensed agents in your team? The sky is the limit out for you to start making money. But here are some requirements for you to start with this business, right? Number 1, first thing, you got to be willing to put some effort, right? So you got to willing to put some time. You can start this part-time. Right, you gotta be willing to put some effort in here, right? You gotta do some this part time. I'm not saying you gotta come in 100% full time in the beginning. You can start this part time. You can test drive it, you see if it's really work for you or not. But you gotta at least give some time. It's not like you join and you're gonna become a millionaire. It's not. You gotta put some time and effort onto it, right? So second thing you gotta do is you gotta have a long-term mindset. So you got to have a long-term mindset. It's nothing going to happen overnight, right? You got to work, and you got to have a long-term mindset, at least for 3 to 5 years. You got to hold on to this for at least 3 to 5 years, and you can see the success, right? You can see the income you're making. You can see the person you will be after coming into this business, right? So these are some of the things, right? And next thing, what you got to do is you got to attend meetings and events. So what is the meeting and events? It's meetings and events are like classrooms for our business, right? So every time you want to go to class, you are learning something new, right? Every time you go to the meetings here, you are learning from the experienced person in this industry. You are learning from people who have already been spent a decade, and if not one, couple of decades already into this business and already been successful, right? You can transfer all they know into this meeting and event. So it's very important for you to attend the meetings and events. And number 4 is, if you want to become a business owner, what you got to do is you got to build a team. right? In the business, it's very important for you to build a team, because every business owner, what do they do? Is they build a team. So, and then only you can be a business owner, right? For you to help enough people and for you to generate enough wealth, you got to have a team. There is a saying by, I think, Warren Buffett or Bill Gates. I don't know who said this, right? 24 hours is not enough for a person to become financially independent, right? So you gotta work more. You gotta work. How can you work more? Is by plugging in more people into your system. So more people, more hours, more time, so you can help more families and help and generate more income as well. So all after hear you all these things. So are you ready now to start your own business by investing $100? That's all is required for you to get you started today. So I hope anyone will deny after this. All right. So I think that's concludes my presentation today. Let me stop the recording. What time is it? It's already 10:15. I finished exactly